Most people go through life feeling stuck. They have dreams and aspirations, but somehow they never seem to materialize. No matter how hard they try, they find themselves repeating the same mistakes and falling short of their goals. But the reason for this becomes clear once you understand the 5 levels of personal growth. You see, most people are completely unaware that they're on a journey of growth. They think they should just wake up one day and automatically be successful and happy, but it doesn't work like that. Just like anything else in life, personal growth takes time, effort, and patience. But once you understand the different levels of growth, everything starts to make sense. It starts with awareness. When you first start on the path of personal growth, you're at the awareness stage. This is when you begin to see that your thoughts, actions, and habits aren't random, but rather programmed by your past experiences and conditioning. You realize that you're no longer just reacting to life, but you're actually creating it. At this first level, you notice your patterns, both good and bad. You might become aware of your procrastination, your fear of failure, the people you surround yourself with, and the distractions you let into your life. You start to see the difference between who you are and who you could be. But awareness alone changes nothing. That's why level 2 exists. Discomfort. Growth always feels uncomfortable at first, because now you're conscious of your old ways, but you haven't built any new ones yet. This is where most people quit. They feel the friction of changing their habits and the pain of letting go of the old ways. There's a fear of being different, of facing judgment or misunderstanding from others. The weight of these emotions can be overwhelming, making it easier to just slip back into old patterns than to face the uncertainty of the unknown. But the key is to sit with that discomfort and embrace it. Because once you learn to do that, something shifts and you move into the 3rd level, learning. This is when you start to actively seek out better ways of doing things. You read books, watch videos, listen to podcasts, and ask questions. You challenge your old beliefs and assumptions and open yourself up to new possibilities. But learning can become a trap if you get stuck there. Some people never go beyond this stage because they prefer the comfort of knowledge over the uncertainty of application. They mistake movement for progress, but real growth doesn't happen in your mind. It happens in your life. That's why the 4th level exists. Action. You change your habits and start showing up differently. You might start waking up earlier, say no to more things, or build systems into your life to help you stay on track. You don't just set goals, you take action, you build momentum. You prove to yourself that you can actually do this. Yes, this level is empowering, but it's also where doubt creeps in. You might fail. You might backslide and wonder if it's all even worth it. But the key is to keep moving forward. Keep taking action. Even when you don't feel like it, keep building that momentum because that's what really matters. Then finally, there's the 5th level, identity. This is when your actions no longer feel like things you do. They become who you are. You don't have to push yourself to be disciplined or motivated. It's just part of your character. At this level, personal growth becomes automatic. You stop chasing success and start attracting it. You've aligned your mindset, habits, and environment to serve your highest self. But here's the catch. Growth isn't linear. You'll cycle through these stages again and again, each time at a deeper level, each time with more self-awareness and more clarity. What once seemed hard becomes normal. What once felt impossible becomes your new standard. That's how growth works. It compounds slowly at first, then all at once. Most people want shortcuts, hacks, quick fixes. But transformation doesn't come from what you do once. It comes from what you become over time. Now let me ask you a question. Where are you right now on this journey? Are you just becoming aware of the areas that need improvement in your life? Are you struggling with the discomfort of change? Are you stuck in the learning stage, collecting knowledge but never applying it? Are you taking action towards your goals? Or have you reached the identity stage where growth is automatic? Be honest with yourself. Don't try to pretend you're further along than you are, because the only way to level up is to admit where you are right now. As you continue on your journey of personal growth, remember that there's no finish line. It's not a destination, it's a direction. With each level you ascend, you'll face new challenges, discover new strengths, and embody new versions of yourself. Embrace the discomfort of growth. Let it push you to learn, to grow, and to become more than you were before. Remember, growth isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more of who you were meant to be. Now, let's talk about some common struggles people face at each of these levels so you can recognize them. In the awareness stage, people often struggle with denial and rationalization. They might tell themselves that they're fine just the way they are or that they don't need to change. They might try to justify their negative behaviors by blaming external factors or circumstances beyond their control. But the truth is, change is inevitable. The only choice you have is whether to change consciously or to be forced to change by circumstances beyond your control. In the second level, discomfort, the main struggle is resistance. People resist changing their habits because it feels scary and uncertain. They fear the unknown and worry about what others might think of them if they change. But growth always feels uncomfortable at first. So, if you're not feeling uncomfortable, it probably means you're not growing. The third level, learning, presents its own set of struggles. Here, people get stuck in analysis paralysis. They just keep learning more and more, but they never take action. They think that more knowledge will somehow magically make things better, but they shouldn't rely on that. Real growth happens when you apply what you learn. So if you want to make real progress, you have to take action. In the action stage, the struggle is usually a lack of discipline and self-control. People start taking action, but then they lose motivation and consistency. They have days where they don't feel like doing anything. But here's the thing, growth isn't a feeling, it's a decision. So you have to learn how to manage your emotions and stay focused on your goals no matter what you're feeling. And finally, in the identity stage, the main struggle is complacency. People reach this level, they become comfortable, and they don't push themselves anymore. They settle for what they have and stop striving for more. But this is a dangerous place to be because once you stop growing, you start shrinking. So you have to constantly strive to improve, even when you reach your goals. So which level are you struggling with right now? Be honest with yourself and then ask yourself what you can do to level up. The truth is, we all have the potential for greatness within us. We all have the ability to achieve our dreams and live our best lives. But it doesn't happen overnight. It's a process that takes time, effort, and patience. But if you understand the different levels of personal growth and what struggles to expect at each stage, you'll be able to navigate the journey more easily. You'll be able to embrace the challenges and setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning, rather than as obstacles to overcome. So take the time to reflect on your own journey of personal growth. Ask yourself where you are right now and what challenges you're facing. And most importantly, believe in your ability to grow and change. Because the truth is, you can achieve anything you set your mind to.